us, of course, we are prepping for some much needed rainfall, but that does come with a bit of a tropical threat. Now, we do not have a named storm in the Gulf as of 5:18 this morning, but we do have 3 named storms in the Atlantic Basin. So we have Tropical Storm Emily, which is going to stay away from Texas, likely weakening as it makes its way into the cooler waters of the Atlantic. Tropical Storm Gert, not expected to develop much more, wind currently at 40 miles per hour as it is moving to the west. Right now, Tropical Storm Franklin is moving west, but it is expected to turn north where it could become a hurricane as it moves out of some of that Saharan dust. But for us in the Gulf of Mexico, of course, our eyes are on that 70% chance of development by Tuesday morning. So the timing for this system is going to be overnight tonight and into Tuesday morning. That's when we're going to see the worst heavy rainfall, higher winds. We're talking 1 to 3 inches for most of us, but some isolated areas wherever those rain bands set up could easily see some higher rainfall totals, especially with a flooding risk. Winds 20 to 30 miles per hour at least, some gusts maybe even stronger. I'm starting to see some signs of some 60-mile-per-hour gusts possible. And then along the coast, we are tracking 6 to 10-foot waves, and there will be likely some minor coastal flooding and a very dangerous rip current risk out there in the Gulf. So right now this system, it doesn't look very organized, but you can tell convection is increasing there in the kind of central to eastern Gulf of Mexico. This is where we are watching for that potential development. Spaghetti models taking it right toward the coastal bend, somewhere between pretty much Port Aransas down south of Brownsville is where we expect the center of this system to pass. Right now it is known as a tropical wave, our Invest 91L. Winds are about 30 miles per hour. Movement is to the west at 14 miles per hour. I zoomed out though because I wanted to show you it's that high pressure that's been giving us all the heat that is steering this system, and then it is going to take it to the north a bit, but it would not be anything too strong by then. But regardless, it is going to knock our temperatures down. So we've been dealing with all of the heat and the high pressure, that high pressure far enough north to steer that system into our area, knock our temperatures down, but it's going to start to sink back to the south a bit, and we are looking at much hotter temperatures as we head into next week. But that high is the big steering factor of this system. When it comes again to the timeline throughout the day today, we're still hot, high around 100 degrees. But as we head into the evening, we start to see a chance for some rain starting to develop. Heavy rain, the highest flooding risk, all happening Tuesday morning. Look at this time. 7 a.m. 7 a.m. wind sustained 25 miles per hour in Corpus Christi. Heavy rainfall. This timing is not ideal for going to school, going to work. If you can, maybe think about delaying some of those early morning plans. Once this moves out, it looks like it's going to move pretty fast. And so by the time we get to 10, 11, 12 o'clock, a lot of the heavier rain will be further inland. But again, we could see some of those kind of rain bands set up that do continue to dump some higher totals in isolated areas. As far as warnings go today, we just have a heat advisory and we have a small craft advisory. That's going to start tonight and continue into your Wednesday for those higher waves that will be associated with this system. Those 10-foot waves would be in the morning, and then the waves will weaken or lower throughout the day.